Hello there kids, today you're going to learn about the Roman numerals. The numerals that you are basically using right now is called the Hindu Arabic. Okay? So yung ginagamit natin is called the Hindu Arabic numerals. These are the numbers that you are used to writing, such as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. In Roman numerals, they are actually written in a different manner, such as 1 is equivalent to just like an I. The 2 is written like 2 I's. 3 I's put together. And let's skip to 5 first. 5 is like a V. And the missing blanks here will serve as our 4 and 6. Now, all of them are based with the 5, no? It's just that in this case, 5 and there's an I before it, which represents 4. So, the I is before 5. And for 6 naman, the I is after 5. So, you have a copy with you. So, binigyan ko kayo ng copy dyan. It's from 1 to 10,000. But the grade 2 will only use until 100. The grade 3 will use until 1,000. And the grade 4 will use until 10,000. So, all you need to do for this one, if you notice your copy, I gave you a total of... I gave you a complete set from 1 to 20. You might ask me, Teacher Mark, why is it we only have a complete set from 1 to 20 and the rest skips by 30, 40, 50, and so on? Okay, so basis nyo ang 1 to 20. If you notice, I gave you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Then, starting from 20, you are now skip counting. You have 30, 40, 50, if you're going to look at your copy right now. 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1,000. Then skip count again by 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, 9,000 rather, sorry, and 10,000. Okay, so, actually, it's very easy kasi to put them together. It's so easy to put these Roman numerals all together. All you need to do kasi now is to memorize the value or the equivalent of Hindu Arabic to Roman numerals. So, for example, looking at your note, no, let's say, let us try to convert 23 to Roman numerals. Looking at your note, you'll be able to see 20 there as, this is like a breakdown, okay? I-breakdown muna natin. Okay. Let's say 23. Breaking it down, it's 20 and 3. Okay? Parang breakdown natin. So, we have 20. If you are going to look at your notes right now, you have your 20 as XX. 2 X's. Okay? And for your 3, you have 1, 2, 3. So, all you have to do now is just to put them all together, which is now equivalent to XX 1, 2, 3. So, this now represents 23. Okay? So, let's say you have let's say, ano ba yung kwan dyan? Let's say 36. Okay, 36. Breaking down 36, that's 30 and 6. Okay, this is just the basic. Actually, some of you will be able to get it right away. Some of you will not. That's why I'm breaking this down into a easier or simpler manner. Okay. So, ang 30 natin, if you're going to look at your copy, you have 3 X's. 1, 2, 3. And for your 6, if you're going to look at your copy, you have a V and an I. Okay? So, in this case, 36, all you have to do now is just to write them all together, which is equivalent to X, V, I. Okay? So, ganun lang po kadali in combining them. Let's say we have 49. Okay, 49. Breaking it down, we have 40 and 9. So, hanapin nyo lang po yung 40 in your note. Pero like what I've said, it's better if you'll be able to memorize it. Kasi kung ma-memorize nyo, it is to your advantage as a person, as an individual, not just as part of this lesson. Parang for your future na rin. Okay, so again, looking at your copy, you have 50 as XL because L represents 50, by the way. And putting 10 before 50 will now give you basically 40. Okay, just like the same logic with kanina. The same logic with 4 and 6. Okay. So just to avoid the confusion, let me just remove that. We have XL for 40 and you have for your 9, you have I and X. So in other words, putting them together, that will be equivalent to XL, I, X. Okay, as long as you will just break them down, ganun lang po talaga kadali in forming a Roman numeral. Okay, so even if you go to the hundreds, no? Even if you go to the hundreds, ganun pa rin yun. So for the grade 3 and 4, even if you go over the hundreds, let's say you have 367. So if breaking this down, you have 300, you have 60, and you have 7. So ngayon, looking at your copy, yung hundreds nyo ngayon is represented, 100 is represented by C. So ibig sabihin, 300 is equivalent to 3 C's. 1, 2, 3. Okay. By the way, special note, numbers, especially yung mga represented by 1, no, yung represented by 1, 100, 1,000, they can actually be written repetitively to a maximum of 3. Okay, meron pa pala ako na miss. I missed 10. Okay. You can actually repeat them up to 3 times lang. Okay, so for example, ang 3, 1, 2, 3. Ang 10, 30, 1, 2, 3. Ang C, 300 is 1, 2, 3. Ang 1,000 is to 3,000 is 1, 2, 3. Which means, hanggang 3 lang talaga. Which means you cannot write 4 as 1, 2, 3, 4. You cannot write 40 as 1, 2, 3, 4. You cannot write 400 as 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. You cannot write 4,000 as 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so ibig sabihin mali yan. These are all wrong. Mali. Okay? So maximum of 3. Always put that in mind. Okay, so going back to our lesson. 60, looking at your copy, you know that it is L and X. Same logic kanina sa 40. L is represented by 50 and a 10 after it represents 60. Kanina before ang 10, so we have to subtract from 50. That's why it became 40. Okay. And we have 7. Looking at your copy, since you have not mastered it yet, you have VIII. Okay. You have CCC for 300, LX for 60, and VII for 7. So, ibig sabihin, putting them all together, you now have a total of CCC, LX, VIII. And that goes for 367. So, that's the numeral, Roman numeral value for 367. So, same logic lang. Kahit even if you reach 1,000, no? Let's say you have 2,459. Then again, breaking them down para mas simple lang para mas makuha natin. 2,000, you have 400, you have 50, you have 9. So after breaking down, identify their Roman numeral value. For 2,000, looking at your copy, for the higher grades, ito grade 4 na. You have MM. For 2,000, you have 400, which is equivalent to C, D. Okay? And for your 50, you have L. And for your 9, you have I, X. So, yun na nga. Then again, putting them together, we have MM, CD, L, I, X. So, that's equivalent to 2,459. Okay, so yan ang equivalent ng 2,459. So, MM, CD, L, I, X. Okay, so additional information lang pala dyan sa numbers above 5,000, because just to let you know, the numbers yung sa, let's say, yung 3,000 na yan and onwards, these numbers are actually rarely used. Okay? Rarely used yan. Okay, may correction pala ako sa 4,000. Kindly write this down. Note this down dyan sa 4,000 natin. The value should be actually equivalent to M and a V with a line over it. Okay. So then again, if you notice, yung 4,000 natin should be an M and V and a line over V alone. Yung 5,000 natin is just V and a line on top of it. Doon naman sa sa 6,000 natin, you have V line then M, or can actually be written as V I with the line on top of both. Okay? Sa 7,000 naman, you can write V, a line on top, and then 2 M's, or V and I and the line on top of both. On all, on top of all three. Okay, of everything. So same goes for 8,000, same logic. We have V, M, 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 pero yung line is only on top of V, or writing like the symbol of 8. If you notice, it is like 6, 7, 8 with the symbol on top of everything. I'll explain the line part later. And you have 9,000, which is actually M, X, where there's a line on top of X, or can be written as just like 9, kasi nga this is a symbol of 9, pero may line on top of everything. Okay? And we have 10,000, which is just X and the line on top of it. Okay, so ngayon, ano nga bang ibig sabihin ng line na yan? What do you mean by this line on top of this numerals, Roman numerals? This line actually refers to the value multiplied to 1,000. Okay? So, the value multiplied to 1,000. So, for example, itong 5. This represents the value of 5. Diba? And if you're going to multiply it by 1,000, this will now give you 5,000. So we multiplied 1,000 because of this having this line on top of it. Okay? So same goes for the logic dito sa MV. This represents 5,000, and since M is written before 5,000 and M is represented by 1,000, so technically we are removing it from 5,000, kaya nagiging 4,000 siya since it is written before 5. Okay? So just the same logic lang din dito sa 6,000, since M is written after 5, so we add that 1,000 to 5. So same logic goes for the rest of the numbers. Ito, since VI is equivalent to 6, And since there is a line on top of it, so that's 6 multiplied to 1,000, it is equivalent to 6,000. Okay, so anyway, these numbers are rarely used in terms of Roman numerals. So, hindi talaga to nagagamit masyado, but it is still an advantage of you knowing how to write them down. Okay? So that's basically how you do Hindu-Arabic to Roman numerals. Okay? So I hope you have learned something today.